Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Diaconu Maxim. I am professor at Alexandru Ioan Cuza University of Iași, Romania, and today I'm going to present you the paper entitled The Impact of Low-Cost Airlines Competition on Romanian Aviation Market. In the end of the 1980s, the European air transport network was fragmented, the airlines being considered public entities designed to serve mainly national interests. To a larger extent, the intra-EU routes were served by European Union flag carriers, which operated under bilateral air services agreements between the member states. In this context, the three packages of European Union legislation represented a considerable progress in liberalizing the European aviation market. Therefore, during the last 15 years, the number of new arrivals and consequently the routes have significantly increased and fares have fallen. In this liberalized aviation market, the low-cost carrier model has gradually developed, this type of airlines becoming a popular alternative to the traditional ones. In addition to market regulation, the expansion of the low-cost carriers was also favored by some economic and political determinants, by the technological development, and by the increasing transparency of fares through the online retailing. During the last 10 years in the European Union, the low-cost carriers proved to be the fastest growing market segment to the detriment of the traditional ones. These changes made the EU become the largest low-cost market in the world, with 32% of the global LCC's traffic. The increasing presence of the low-cost carriers in the emerging economies had an important contribution to this positive evolution of the low-cost carrier segment in the European Union. Among the Central and Eastern European states, Bulgaria and Romania were the fastest low-cost carriers growing markets in terms of departing seat capacity in 2019. Although the literature regarding the evolution, characteristics and differences between low-cost carriers and the traditional airlines is quite consistent, the studies regarding the differences between the passengers' characteristics using the low-cost carriers and the traditional airlines are quite limited. Therefore, considering all these aspects, the purpose of the present paper is to analyze the major features of the Romanian air travel market in general and to identify the characteristics of the low-cost carriers and the traditional airlines passengers from Iași Airport in particular. After the European Union adhesion, Romania has implemented the so-called Open Skies Agreement, which considerably liberalized the airlines market. This major change had a significant impact on the number of routes operated from to Romania by both traditional airlines and low-cost carriers, and consequently on the number of the transported passengers. According to the statistical data, we notice a positive evolution of the market share of the low-cost carriers in Romania, especially between two periods, 2007-2009, from 8% to 34%, and 2013-2019, from 42% to more than 55 or 54%. This positive trend of the low-cost carriers on the Romanian market might suggest that the price of the air transport represents a constraining factor for a growing proportion of the population. In 2017, the largest market shares of the low-cost carriers were achieved by Wizz Air and Ryanair, the routes with the highest seat capacity being to Italy, Great Britain, Spain and Germany. Actually, a 2017 top of all the airlines, low-cost and traditional, operating in Romania shows that Wizz Air was on the first position with a market share of over 40%. In 2019, Wizz Air maintained its leading position for the sixth consecutive year. Meanwhile, the Romanian flag carrier TAROM has been dramatically losing market share during the last years. The increase of the share of the low-cost carriers on the Romanian market was registered both in terms of international and domestic destinations. However, the growth is impressive, especially on the domestic market, where in 2016, only 2 years after the launch of the low-cost flights within Romania, the low-cost carriers held a third of the overall seat capacity. Iași Airport is among the fastest growing airports in Romania, considering the number of transported passengers. For example, in 2019, it has been placed even on European top 5 airports. This positive evolution was determined by several main factors. In the end of 2014, a second runway of the airport was inaugurated, with a length of 2,400 meters, being the most modern in the country. Moreover, in October 15, a new terminal, T3, became operational. These investments had some positive results. The number of internal and international routes and the frequency of flights from Iași Airport constantly increasing between 2015 and 2019. In order to achieve our established purpose, we have conducted a survey at Iași Airport between November and December 2019 on a sample of 243 passengers. This sample included only the passengers who traveled on one of the 5 routes on which 2 or more airlines compete, and at least one of them was a low-cost courier. The passengers were randomly chosen and the questionnaire were filled in the check-in area of Iași Airport. The questionnaire included 14 questions grouped in 3 variable sets. The first one referred to information related to travel, such as type of airline, purpose of the trip, frequency of flying, persons they were traveling with, and moment of buying the ticket. The second set included aspects related to the preferences for different attributes of the airline services, which may influence the type of the airline chosen, traditional or low cost. In the end, the respondents were asked several questions which underline their socioeconomic characteristics, such as gender, age, monthly income, residence, and occupation. The results obtained after processing the questionnaires responses show some significant features of the low-cost and traditional airline passengers. We noticed that there is no difference in terms of gender between the 2 groups of passengers, men prevailing in both cases, 54% for the traditional airline TAROM and 57.4% for the low-cost couriers. Moreover, most of the people traveling with both types of airlines are employed. 56.4% for TAROM and 48.4% for low-cost couriers. However, we noticed that in the case of TAROM passengers, more than 60% are traveling for business purposes, while over half of the low-cost couriers clients have leisure purposes such as tourists, visiting relatives or friends, and other non-business purposes. The correlation analysis between the trip's purpose of all passengers, TAROM and low-cost couriers, and the number of the persons they are accompanied by shows that 78.8% of those who are traveling for business purposes are alone, while 89.6% of those who are on a leisure trip are accompanied by at least one more person. Our analysis does not show a relationship between the age of the respondents and the type of the airlines they have chosen, over 50% of both TAROM and low-cost couriers travelers being between 30 and 49 years old. A significant relationship is found between the income of the respondents and the type of the airline they have chosen. While most of the low-cost couriers travelers, more than 54%, have a low or medium to low monthly income, over 72% of TAROM's passengers receive medium to high, high or very high monthly income. Considering these results, it is not surprising that most of the passengers of the low-cost couriers have chosen this type of airline, mainly because of the reduced price of the tickets. In the case of TAROM, the main reason for choosing this company by over 57% of the respondents is the timetable of the flight. However, the large majority of TAROM's passengers consider that the price-quality ratio of the received services is poor and very poor. Meanwhile, over 64% of the low-cost courier travelers argue that the price-quality ratio of the services they have received is good and very good. In this table, you can see the 5 major reasons for choosing the low-cost couriers and TAROM company. By using the 2-step cluster analysis, the passengers of the low-cost couriers and traditional airlines are segmented in several categories which underline the main features of each of the 2 groups of travelers. The variables used in the segmentation process are the purpose of the trip, the frequency of flying, the monthly income, the residence, and the occupation, as you can see in this table. The passengers of the low-cost carriers were grouped into 3 segments with distinctive characteristics, as you can see in this table. The first segment includes the business travelers, while the other 2, which represent more than 62% of the total sample, refer to the leisure passengers. A large part of the people included in the first segment, meaning business travelers, had a medium to high monthly income, obtaining between around 500 and 950 euros, and travels with a high frequency of flying once or twice per month. Segment 2 includes leisure passengers with budget constraint, meaning those people who mainly travel for tourism, to visit friends or relatives, or for other non-business purposes, but who have a reduced income. 67% of them receiving a medium to low monthly income. Meanwhile, most of them, over 52%, have a low frequency of flying, traveling between 2 to 4 times per year. The third segment refers to the leisure passengers without a budget constraint. This segment is driven by people who travel for leisure purposes, a large part of them having medium to high income levels. Almost half of them have a medium frequency of flying between 6 and 10 times per year. The passengers of the traditional airline Tarom were grouped in 3 segments, which have approximately similar sizes. The common characteristic of the 3 segments is the fact that most of the people are employed. However, the share of the employed passengers is higher in the first segment compared to the segment 2 and 3. The first 2 segments refer to the business passengers. A large part of the people included in segment 1, frequent business passengers, tends to fly 1 time per week or more. Meanwhile, over 1/3 of the people from segment 2, occasional business passengers, have a medium frequency of flying. The majority of people included in these 2 segments live in Romania. Segment 3 mainly comprises the leisure travelers, a large part of them flying between 6 to 10 times per year. Compared to the other 2 segments, almost half of the people included in this segment do not live in Romania, but in another EU state, being either Romanians or having another nationality. This result indicates that the traditional career Tarom also attracts the Romanian people who live abroad and come back into the country to visit their relatives or friends. Meanwhile, this result is also due to foreign students who come to Romania to study and to their relatives to visit them. The results of our studies show that more than 60% of Tarom clients are traveling for business purposes, while over half of the low-cost career travelers have leisure purposes. Passengers of the low-cost carriers are grouped into 3 segments: business passengers, leisure travelers with budget constraint, passengers that do not have a budget constraint and travel with a medium frequency between 6 and 10 times per year. Meanwhile, in the case of the traditional airline Tarom, we notice 3 segments of passengers. The first 2 segments are the business passengers, the difference between them being related to the frequency of traveling. The first segment includes the frequent business travelers, while the second segment includes the occasional business passengers. Meanwhile, the third segment includes the leisure travelers, with the mention that half of them are living not in Romania but in another EU state. Thank you very much for your attention.